back to Real Jobs Aren't My Forte, episode 9. For our anniversary episode, we decided to do something a little bit different. We're going to tell you guys a little bit about what it's like to actually record an album. There are 4 main phases to recording an album, and the first one is definitely the most important, and it's called pre-production. In general, pre-production is just writing the songs. Okay, so this is making sure you have good chords and good arrangements and good melodies, and making sure basically figure out where the instruments are going to play, what the drum beat is going to be, what the feel is going to be, and this is definitely the most important of these 4 phases that we're going to go over.
Next is recording, and that's what really we're going to be showing you today, so we'll leave that for later.
And third is mixing. This is definitely more of an art than anything else, but it's very important to have a good mixing engineer, and what they basically do is set the levels of each of the tracks within a song, and they make sure that the tracks sound good themselves, that the vocals sound good, they have some nice reverb on them or compression or whatever it may be.
The drums are nice and punchy, and the bass is really bassy, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Last is mastering, and this is where, for the whole album, the mastering engineer makes sure that the levels are consistent across the different songs, and that he also brings out really an extra punch to all the songs, helps make them louder for general commercial use. So we spent the bulk of our time with Jessie Dorset, who we produced, doing pre-production. We spent the last couple months meeting with her once or twice a week to go over all the arrangements and the chord changes and make sure everything is as good as it is going to be with those songs. And next we went into the studio, and that's what we're going to show you right now.
Hello, welcome to Real Jobs Aren't My Forte, episode 9. Very special episode here. We're going to get down into the recording process of an EP. I'm here with Jessie Dorset. Ben and I have been producing her over the last couple months, and we are now culminating our production with a recording here at Rosetta Sound Studios in southwest Austin. We're going to be showing you lots of video throughout the day of the process of setting up, actually doing some recording, and you'll get to see what the studio's like, the control room's like, everything. It should be a lot of fun. And we'll give you some details too afterwards about what it took to get here.
Okay, so this is the control room, computer, monitors, Chico. Say hi, Chico. Yeah. Preamps, routers, more preamps, bunch of stuff. Great control room.
So the first day for us was spent getting great drum and bass takes, and that starts with getting a great sound out of both of those. So this has been kind of wailing away at the drums so that Kevin, our engineer, and this is Jake, our actual drummer, doing the same thing. So that Kevin can adjust mic placement, mic choice, adjust the preamp level so we can get a great sound. He's doing the same thing for Gary here, our upright bassist. Both of these guys are fantastic musicians, and hats off to them for playing great stuff. Now, one of the jobs of the producer is to coach and get the best performances you can out of your players. So here's me talking to Gary in between takes about how I think the song should go, what his part should be like, etc. After you play, you need to listen back to what you have. So this is everybody in the control room after we've gone through a song, listening back to the takes and seeing if it all works out and that the groove is solid and the sounds are great. Apparently it was. Ben is doing a little bit of a happy day. And that was pretty much the first day. 7 hours spent trying to get great drum and bass takes, and we did it thanks to the fantastic players that we called in and the wonderful engineer who got great sounds out of it.
On the second day, we basically had Jessie sing scratch vocals, just so that Blake and I could sort of lay down our parts and figure out where we were. So first we laid down all the keys. This is just Blake getting some good levels and making sure everything sounds right. Then he laid down all his parts, and I laid down all my guitar parts as well. After we recorded these extra players and got all the other parts down, we spent the whole rest of the day just on Jessie. We wanted to make sure that Blake and I were just focusing on her, making sure she got really good takes, because at the end of the day it's all about her, it's all about vocals, this is her song, this is her album, and we really just wanted to make sure she had the best takes possible.
Just go, just oh, just
Alright, so that was a little window into the recording process for Jessie Dorset and her album. One of the details for cost. How much does it cost to do 5 songs in what will end up being quite a professional manner? It was about a little over $2,000, and about half of that money was spent for hiring great players, and the other half was spent for recording, mixing, mastering, and pressing. So that was that. If you have any questions about the recording process or anything that we went over today, give us an email, and we'll try and address it in our next post.
Also, what we're going to do is after we get the songs mixed, which is happening right now, We're going to give one song. We're going to post basically a before and after, just so you guys can see how much work went into pre-production, what the recording sounded like before we mixed, and what the recording sounded like after it got mixed and mastered as well.
Yeah. So remember, if real jobs aren't your forte,
Keep watching.